A very good evening to all guests and dignitaries. In this capacity, as your host for the worldwide webinar, I, Shikha, would like to take this opportunity to extend a hearty greetings to each and every one of you. It's it's give me a great pleasure to extend a warm hello to each and every one of you gathered here today. It is a huge honor for us to have someone of this caliber there whose involvement on the topic of time management adds so much value to it. Time management. Time management is the process of organizing, planning, how to divide your time in between different activities. It involves setting priorities, making schedules, and sticking to them achieve your goals effectively. Effective time management helps reduce stress, increases productivity, and ensures the for important tasks are completed on time. By managing time wisely, you can create a better work life balance and make the most each of the day. Before I proceed further, let me take a brief moment for the introduction of my organization, SEMS Welfare Foundation. A registered non-profit organization is dedicated to social impact across various sectors. We focus on education, particularly skill development and entrepreneurship. Through our initiative, DigiSaksham, we have created training programs in IT, finance, retail, and entrepreneurship impacting over 6,000 individuals. We are currently upskilling inmates in Haryana jails and collaborating with universities and colleges. We have also partnered with banks to place over 1,500 candidates in job. Femnets, another SEMS initiative, empowers women through workshop and stories of successful female entrepreneurs. We conduct programs on digital literacy, marketing, and career development, reaching over 1,000 women across multiple states. This initiative recently reached a milestone of 100 women actively involved. In just a short time, SEMS has established itself as a force for positive change, equipping individuals with skills for employment and promoting women's leadership in various industries. Now, let me take this wonderful session to publicly present and welcome Ms. Shilpika Mohanta, the keynote speaker for the today's international webinar. Ms. Shilpika Mohanta is a content writer and also do ghost writing and personal branding for people on LinkedIn. She is also a law graduate and has done BCom LLB. There are many gems in this world, and is one of them is here today to help us build this event. With this note, I, Shikha, on behalf of Sam's Welfare Foundation, would like to my greatest welcome to Ms. Shilpika Mohanta with a huge round of applause for joining us today. Your presence has added to the significance of this event, and we are genuinely honored to have you, ma'am, here.
Thank you so much, Shikha, for such a warm welcome. I am really honored to be here in this organization. Uh, well, initially, I would like to give a small introduction of myself. Well, my name is Shilpika Mohanta, and I am from Assam. I am writer and a personal branding strategist. Well, prior to this was not what I started with. I did my BCom LLB way back in 2016, and then I started preparing for the civil services examinations. I prepared for 7 years. I was preparing from the past 7 years, and after that, while doing that, I appeared mains of my state PSC. That is, since I am from Assam, it is Assam Public Service Commission examinations, but uh, I couldn't reach up to the mark. Then I sought writing was my passion. So I thought of shifting my career to this sector, and I am totally pleased and I am really enjoying this journey. Well, for time today's session, it is about importance of time management in goal setting. So let's start with it. So, time management and goal setting are very interlinked process. Let's start the session with a very positive quote by Tony Morgan. Wherever your time goes, you can either spend it moving forward or you can spend it putting out fires. You decide. Here he means that your time is just your time and nobody else's. It is up to it is your decision totally whether you want to spend it doing something productive or working for your goals, or you want to like put out fires. That is, you want to like answer to all the unnecessary stuffs people are throwing at you, or you want to keep juggling between all those negative things, or you want to move forward. That is up to your decision. So let's proceed. So basically, what is time management? Time management is the process of like planning and controlling the how you will spend your time on a specific how you will utilize your time in order to increase your efficiency, or how you will utilize your time to take a step to move towards your goal. Time management is basically the it is not it's not that not time management does not basically or does not always mean working harder. It basically means working smarter to like achieve your goals. Like, if in a small amount of time, how can you do more of the work? So, and why is goal setting important? Goal setting is important. I probably think the answer to this would be clear to each one of the dignitaries present here. But still, I want to clarify. Goal setting is really important because it provides a direction to your life. See, without a goal, without an aim in life, uh, we cannot reach anywhere. Whether you want to in the future, whether you want to sit at home or do something, start a business of your own, or you want to do a job, it's a goal. And it is important because when you set a goal, you walk in that direction, you give everything of yours, give each ounce of your efforts to achieve that particular thing, right? So that is why goal setting is very much important. You know, because it gives a clear sense of, I mean, where you want to go and what you want to achieve in life. And then time management and goal setting, this, as I have mentioned it earlier, these are very two interlinked terms. Time management is important for goal setting, and goal setting is also important for time management. Let's see how. Goal setting provides us a direction. It leads us to, it provides us a way to walk through. Like, if you want to achieve, for example, if a person who wanted to become a doctor when he or she was in school or in college, definitely they'll always try to like proceed further in that steps. He or she will prepare for the medical entrances. He or she will have keen interest in what goes inside a human body, and and many other things. So it provides us a direction, and we are totally focused on what we want to achieve. Also, goal setting helps us in prioritization. See, prioritization is very much important in our life. Like, we, every human being in this earth, at least in today's time, are, you know, have ample of things to do. We wake up in the morning, we make a list in the mind that this is what we want to do, this is what we want to do, this is what we want to achieve in the today. But not all things are very much important. So we need to master the skill of prioritization. So what goal setting does is goal setting helps us in prioritizing all the tasks that are important to achieve, that are important for us to achieve our goals. Goal setting also helps us in like stay motivated. It helps us in when we have a goal in mind, when we dream of being somewhere in the next 5 years, then we are clearly focused on that particular thing, and we will always do anything and everything to achieve that goal. So it helps us in staying motivated and totally focused. The last one is goal setting can help us achieve our goals. If we effectively manage our time in doing all those important tasks for that particular, to achieve that particular goal, definitely we can accomplish our aim of being where we want to be. Next, what are the benefits of goal setting? Let's see. First, it provides direction and purpose. As we have already discussed, goal setting helps us in having a direction to walk through to achieve that particular goal. And also it gives us a purpose. Like if you are walking in a road, you need to have a purpose to like achieve something in the future. So goal setting gives us that purpose in life to do everything, to wake up in the morning, to be grateful for, to work for things. Goal setting always gives us an goal setting helps giving us that purpose in life. Next is motivation. Motivation in the sense that goal setting helps us. If you dream of becoming per se a businessman or an entrepreneur, you will have to do ample of groundwork to achieve that goal. And honestly, all those groundwork are not always interesting. You have to do the same work n number of times so that you achieve your particular goal. And doing a particular thing n number of times can take a toll on your motivation level. So, goal setting, when we set a goal, when we set a particular goal in, like when we set a particular goal that this is what I want to become in the next 5 years, we will always, that particular goal will motivate us to do all those things that are helpful to us. It's like a magnet. That goal can be a magnet to make you to attract you towards it, and also make you and also stay motivated to do all the tasks or all the groundwork that you require to do. Next is personal growth. When you do things, when you do particular things, you with every task you grow yourself a bit more. you know when you want to suppose you want to be an entrepreneur, what would be the basics of being an entrepreneur? That you need to know what is entrepreneurship. You need to market your products. You need to you need to know what is marketing, what is selling, or how to talk to client communication. You need to know all these things if you want to become an entrepreneur. So while you do all these things, you grow bit by bit on a personal level as well. Next is our professional success. Goal setting, definitely, it is very obvious that if we set a goal, we walk for it, we will obviously, it will lead us to a professional success. I mean, it will give us something that we want. Next is accountability. When you set a goal, you become accountable to yourself. Like, you set a goal, you list out some priority tasks for yourself, then you make sure that you need to complete all those tasks in that amount of time so that you don't have to lag anywhere. So whom you are accountable to? Because in schools, what happens? What is the goal? What is our goal? The goal is to like score good marks. The goal is to pass out with flying colors. The goal is to I mean, the goal is to be the best, be the topper, right? So, but in school or in colleges, who you accountable to? You are accountable to your teachers. For being a topper, for being that A grade student, what you have to do, you have to do the groundwork, and that groundwork is the homeworks, learning the lessons, doing what regularly studying, everything, right? So for that, I mean, who you are accountable to? Somewhat to your teachers, somewhat to your parents as well, right? But in life, when you set a goal that I want to be this, I want to be that, who you are accountable, then nobody will come and tell you that do this, do that, because most of the people will not be aware. So, who anything you do, anything, even at school level as well, anything you do, anything you aim for, you are accountable to yourself because you have set the goal and you are that goal is a priority for you. Next is performance measurement. When you set a goal, you there are certain steps to be done to achieve any kind of goal. So when you set a goal, you break all those, or the goal is too high to achieve in one go, right? So you set small goals. So when you set small goals, you try to accomplish all those small goals step by step. And those step by step, after accomplishing it, what you can like measure all those performances. You can measure your performance. How have what have you done in this level so that you can move to the next level? And what are the things you need to what are the things you need to improve yourself? Which areas you need to improve yourself, which areas you are already good at, or which areas require an external guidance or a mentor, right? So you can measure through goal setting, you can measure your performance in a very accurate level. Next, what are the key elements of time management? Time management comes with there are three main elements of time management. That is, one is prioritization, next is planning, and third is execution. First, prioritize for all those tasks that are important for your goal, that are important for you to achieve all those goals. You know, after what you do is you list few activities, you list few works that you need to do in order to achieve your goal. Then you plan accordingly. What do you plan? You plan what would you do after this? How would you accomplish this task? How would you do this? How would you do that? You plan accordingly. After planning, what you do is you execute it in your real life. You execute it at a practical level. So, I mean, in any of these three steps, nothing is more important or nothing is less important. All these three steps are inevitable, and you have to master all these three steps, all these three elements, so that you can achieve your goal in a better way. Next, smart goals. You know, I am sure, I think if most of the people here might have heard about SMART goals, that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time based goals. What are specific goals? Make the goals and be specific about them. Don't just don't just copy someone. Don't just, if you have seen someone doing great in something, don't just go and copy that person. Make your own set of goals and be specific about them. Make If you want to be a writer, but to become that writer, analyze yourself. Do you have that those I mean, do you have all those requirements to become a writer? If not, definitely you are good at something else. We as humans, we are all blessed with some kind of skills. So you can analyze those skills. You can self reflect, and you can You can just write all those goals, or you can just write all those skills you are good at, and you can prioritize one skill that, yes, I am going to excel in this skill right now. So make a specific goal. Then define measurable assets. I mean, when you set goals, make it measurable. Don't make unrealistic goals. This is very harmful for every one of us. Like, we don't even know that we make some unrealistic goal. Like, if I give my own example, while I was an aspirant, while I was preparing for my civil service examinations, I I did this mistake of setting unrealistic goals. What I would do is I would like take two to three chapters to be completed in a single day, and when I don't complete, when I because those unrealistic goals, they are, they you may not complete, you will not be able to complete all those goals. So when you are not able to complete them, it demotivates you from your major goals. So it is very important to make realistic and measurable goals so that it becomes easier for you. Next is, that is, confirm that your goals are attainable. Now, being I am a law student and I cannot aim to become an astronaut, right? Because yes, I can definitely become an astronaut, but I need to have the prescribed qualifications to become an astronaut. But while I have studied law, I cannot aim to go to space and like research on all the planets and exoplanets out there. So I need to make sure that my goals align with my career choice, with my education level, with whatever I have, with the skills that I have, with the skill, with the knowledge that I have pursued. My goals should align with all those things. That is, they are attainable. They must be attainable. Next, the goals must be relevant. It cannot be that. That is what I was saying. Ki don't go and copy someone. Someone is doing. Someone has done this. Then that particular person is earning this much. I will also go and do that, even though I don't have that skill. If for say for someone is a singer, being a singer, he or she is a commercial singer. That particular person is earning lakhs and lakhs of rupees. I have seen him one day, that person I have seen him one day, and I cannot go and tell that, I cannot come home and say that, oh no, I will also become a singer from now. No, I need to have all those relevant skills for, so as to, if I want to become a singer, I need to have a good knowledge on the rhythms, on the music, on everything. So that is what, that is when I can, if my skills are relevant, if that goal should be relevant to my skills, my existing skills, that is only when I can achieve a particular goal. And then the last one is time based. Set up a time based plan. For me, I have done everything to clear the civil service examination, and I have given a 7 years of time to that particular thing, that particular goal of mine, but it didn't work out. So would it be relevant, or would it be, would it be good for me if I spend much another 7 years in that particular goal? No, right? So there should be a time frame. There should be a time frame. This, and there should be also a plan, a time based plan. These are the things I need to do to achieve my goal, and these are this particular amount of time I will spend in doing this particular task. There should be a time plan. There should be a time. There should the plan should the planning your planning should align with the time frame that you have set for a particular task. So Your goal should be specific. Your goal should be measurable. Your goal should be attainable. Your goal should be relevant with your existing skills. And your goal should have a time-based plan. It should be time-based and it should align with your planning, right? Next is, what are the consequences of poor time management? We have, like, most of us do. Most of us in certain phases of our life, we have a very poor time management skill. I personally had that. I had a very poor time management skills, and that has unfortunately led to drastic negativities in my life. So, what could be the major ones? Let us know about that. Missing deadlines. When you have a poor time management skill, you will definitely miss deadlines. You will keep procrastinating things that this is, you have, for example, you have set a timer that I will like wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I will complete all those tasks and then I'll leave. Then I'll leave to office by or school by like 8 a.m. But as soon as the alarm rang, you snoozed it. You pressed the snooze button, you went to sleep again, and then you woke up at 7 a.m. So, will you be able to reach school by 8 a.m. now? No. So, missing deadlines. The same goes for projects and all. For completing a project, the basic thing that you need is to have a plan that these are the research thing. I'll complete these research thing in this particular amount of time. I will do this. When I will do, I will then execute. Yeah.
plus நல்லா சம்பாதி
Sorry, I'm not getting. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I was saying that for a particular project, what you what you will do is, you will set time for some research thing, that these are the research I have to do. I have dedicated this amount of time for the research. Suppose, say, you have dedicated 1 hour of time to do the research things. If during that 1 hour you don't use that 1 hour productively in doing research, for say you are doing a research, you got some interesting topic which is not related to your project, and you went on reading that topic, do you think you will be able to submit your project on time? No. What happens then? You miss your deadline. Next is poor quality work. Suppose you have the same example. Suppose you have wasted that 1 hour reading some irrelevant topic, and you didn't manage to do. You didn't do the research work well. Now that 1 hour, already 45 minutes have passed. Without you knowing about it, already 45 minutes have passed. So in the next 15 minutes, you set 1 hour for that research for a purpose, but you wasted 45 minutes doing something else. And then do you think in that 15 minutes you will be able to do the proper research? You'll just go through all the lines, you'll just copy it, paste it in the project, and you'll execute it that way. Or you will, at the most, what you will do, you will use AI to do that. And that reduces the quality of your work, right? Next is decreased productivity. When you don't manage your time well, you kind of you keep procrastinating things, right? I'll do it later. I will do it this at this time. Okay, fine. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it day after tomorrow. But that tomorrow, it never comes. You keep on procrastinating, and then you get your productivity comes to a minus level. You don't even want to get up and do that thing anymore. Next is occupational burnout. Like, you know Burnout is a very real thing. When you don't manage your time well, you end up, you know, what happens, for example, in an exam, we have suppose 10 number of questions which we have to complete it within say 1 hour. Every question you have to put a dedicated amount of time. Suppose you know question number one very well, and you have like like say for one question there are 10 minutes. So for like you know question number one very well, and you have spent 15 minutes time in that particular question only. So what happens is, the next you have deducted 5 minutes, you have put 5 minutes extra to this question, and that means what? These 5 minutes have been deducted from the rest of the remaining time. So what happens is that you get burned out. Like it overwhelms you, thinking that, oh God, I will not be able to do this thing on time. I will not be able to do this thing. What happens then? What happens is you feel burned out in that point of time. You just want to quit at that point of time. Oh God, this is so exhausting. I cannot do. Let me quit. And you end up doing nothing. That is why, in order to that happens in a occupational level as well. When you don't complete projects on time, and you don't dedicate a particular amount of time to complete a particular project, that usually happens with us. Some few other consequences of poor time management is poor punctuality. You never reach on time to any dedicated venue. Then procrastination, as I have already told you, you keep on procrastinating things. You keep on procrastinating things that, you know, at some point you don't even want to do that thing. Then poor work-life balance. When you keep procrastinating things that, at some point that you don't want to do that particular thing, what happens is that in in office, like in your work, your boss will one day come up and say, have you completed this thing? And you'll say, oh God, I have to procrastinated this thing. I will not, I haven't completed. Your boss asked, that was your deadline day. So your boss asked for it, uh, that day itself. So what you will do, you'll spend extra hours of your time at office. So this hampers your work-life balance as well, right? Then next is bad decision making. Of course, if you don't spend your time wisely on like on all those tasks, you end up making bad decisions. You will end up doing wrong things in life. So that is why these are the consequences of poor time management. Then why time management enhances goal setting? We have already discussed this. Like time management helps in giving us it gives us a direction. It helps us in prioritizing the things that are very important to us. Next is motivation. It motivates us to do, like it gives us that zing. Oh no, I have this goal. I have to do this task. I have to achieve my goal in this time frame. So it gives that zing. It gives that kick, to work, to go work, right? To achieve our goals, time management, definitely time management, you know, helps, enhances goal setting. Time management makes us work for our goals and achieve it, right? And then it helps us to manage our deadlines. We can definitely, if we manage our time well, we can submit our work, or we can finish our work in the proper deadline. And we don't have to push it extra. Those deadlines, we don't have to push it extra. Next is, what are the common time wasters? Generally we don't even know. Sometimes we, while scrolling the social media, while scrolling the reels, and while scrolling the short YouTube shorts, we don't even know that we have wasted this amount of time in that particular thing. So let's see. What are the common time wasters? Constantly checking your emails and messages. When you keep constantly checking your emails and messages, definitely you will notice something that catches your attention, and then you'll keep doing that. You'll be engaged in that particular message, or you will be checking all those particular, all those messages, all those, you'll be constantly looking. And that's an addiction, when I have personally felt it while studying. If I keep my phone by my side, what I keep doing is I keep switching it off. I keep seeing the phone. Is there any message? Is there any call? Is there any mails? I keep doing this thing frequently. My attention goes to that phone frequently. So I couldn't pay much attention to what I am doing, the most important thing of my life that I am doing. Then next is perfectionism and overthinking. You know what? Perfectionism, there is nothing called perfect. Don't fall in the trap of perfectionism. There is nothing perfect. What is perfect for you can be perfect for can may not be perfect for me. There is not a particular definition of perfect of anything that is perfect. Perfectionism is totally a myth. So it has actually not exactly a myth. Perfectionism has different definitions for different people. So never fall in the trap of being perfect. Just keep on doing that thing. Whatever is required to achieve your goals, just keep on doing that thing repeatedly. If you want to crack the civil service examination, keep on reading. You don't have to be perfect. If you aim that I will write the perfect answer this time, you can never write a perfect answer, because there is no perfect answer. So perfectionism is totally a myth. Next is overthinking. Have you ever noticed when we think of something, we tend to go on circles. Our brain moves in circles. We tend to go from we tend to hop from one topic to another topic, one topic to another topic. So that is overthinking. What if, what not, what if, what not. But these buts and ifs, when they come in our minds, it will level at us what. And we don't even know, while overthinking, we don't even know that we are wasting time. Next is social media distractions. Of course, I don't think I need to explain this much, because in today's age, social media is a very big distraction for us. When you open Instagram, when one reel pops up, you open that reel, and after scrolling one by one, you don't even know you have spent 1 hour of time scrolling all those reels. So I'm not saying that all these things you don't do social media or you don't check your mails, but the proper the proper way is dedicate some time to use that particular thing. Dedicate, there are app timers in the phones also, in the smartphones. So you can set those timers. You can dedicate at least 1 hour of time in a day for Instagram, or 30 minutes for Instagram, 30 minutes for Facebook, and 30 minutes for all other social media. There are many social media channels nowadays. So you can dedicate particular time for all those social media platforms. What happens is then your phone will keep you on check. When you are exceeding the time limit, your phone will keep you reminding that you are exceeding your time, you are exceeding your time, and your brain becomes uh, I mean, you become conscious about, your brain becomes conscious about, no, I have to keep the phone. It's time for me to keep the phone. Next is lack of prioritization and planning. Of course, if you don't prioritize the important and the urgent tasks, we keep on doing unnecessary things that are not even relevant to our goals. And planning, of course, a poor planning method will always lead to some disasters. So, what is more important is prioritize and plan properly, and not saying no. This is a very important thing. This signifies, setting boundaries. We need to, when we have a goal in mind, it is very important for us to set boundaries. When we don't set boundaries for ourselves, people will come and take and use our time for their benefit. For example, when you are at home preparing for some exams or preparing for something, or if you are at home or doing a business like me, if you don't have your boundaries, every now and then, suppose say for there is a wedding in your neighborhood, people will come, people will ask you, will you go? And if you can't say no, what will happen is you cannot like you cannot you will not be able to manage your time. You will not be able to give your time to yourself, and that is very that will lead to disaster. Setting boundaries is very much important for to achieve something in life. You need to set boundaries. You have to master the skill of saying no to people that do not serve your purpose, to say no to people, so no to activities that do not serve your purpose. Next is, there are few techniques to manage your time better. So the first is the Pomodoro technique. What is the Pomodoro technique? You take up a task. What you do is you set a 25 minutes timer. In that 25 minutes, you switch off all your distractions. You switch off your phone, you switch off your Wi-Fi, you switch off everything that can distract you. You do in that particular 25 minutes, you completely dedicate your time to that particular task without being distracted. After completing that 25 minutes, when your alarm rings after 25 minutes, take a 5 minutes break. In that break, do everything you want to do except that task. Go have a meal, go have a coffee, go watch the social media thing, anything you want to do. Take a walk, meditate, do anything in that 5 minute break, and then come again and repeat the task for another 25 minutes. And repeat, keep this on loop for 4 times. Do this on repeat for 4 times. You will notice a very, a drastic improvement in your attention level. When you distract, when you, you know, switch off all the major distractions of your life, when completely focus on that 25 minutes, when you completely focus on the task that you are doing that is helping you to achieve your goal, you will see a drastic improvement in your attention level. The next technique is time blocking method. What you what you do is you divide your work into category A, category B, category C. Okay. In that category, deep work, you do, you know, it divide into like a deep and shallow categories. In that deep category, you keep the task that is very intensive. The task that requires your intensive attention, or that are intensive, you keep in that deep category, and then in the shallow category, you keep that tasks which are not that important or urgent. I mean, the work is urgent. Sorry, the work is urgent, but that are not that intense. You divide it into these two categories, deep and shallow. Then dedicate specific time for the deep category as well as the shallow category. When you do this, you will your time is equally distributed among all the tasks, and you will find yourself being productive and completing all the tasks in a go. So divide, if you use this method, divide your task into two categories, that is deep and shallow, and then uh like the more intensive task, you categorize it in deep category. You put it in deep category, and the tasks that are urgent but not that intense, you put it in the intensive this one shallow category. And then the productivity level is on another level. Then eat that frog. This is not literally eating a frog, but this technique is like When you wake up in the morning, people usually write the to-do lists, right? These are the tasks that you have to accomplish by the end of the day. So the task that daunts you the most, a particular task, say for you have to complete for students, you have to complete a particular project, or for people, working people, you have to complete a particular project. These are the tasks that daunts you the most. So what you do with that daunting task, you do the first thing in the morning. When you start your day with with the most difficult task, what you do is you accomplish you and you accomplish the task, you finish that task in the particular time frame. There will be a sense of achievement. There will be a sense of, like, yes, I have done it, I have done the most difficult task, and you are prepared for the day. You can take on any task then. And this technique is literally very helpful. I mean, I have used this technique, the Pomodoro technique, and this technique I have used it, and these two techniques, I swear by these two techniques. Then next is the Pareto principle. This is also known as the 80-20 rule. What this says is, if you give a 20%, if you give your effort on the task, that is the 20% of your efforts on the task that gives you 80% of the result. You need to prioritize your efforts. Your 20% of your efforts, it's just 20% of your efforts, and you achieve 80% of the results. So this is a very useful technique to manage your time better. The next is time boxing. In this technique, what you do is, you put, you categorize your this one work, your task, into some boxes. Make few boxes, you categorize your time in that boxes, and allot specific time frame for each box. When you do this, and when you categorize each, when allot time frame for each category of task, and after completing step by step, when you keep completing all those tasks, it will give you a sense of accomplishment. Okay, yes, I can do it. And then you will the tendency of you being distracted will be reduced to a great level. Try these techniques. These are very much useful techniques. Next is the Eisenhower method. The Eisenhower matrix, tells us to categorize our task into two important categories, that is urgent and important. So what it says is, it divides the task into four quadrants. What it says is, the tasks that are important and urgent. If any task is important as well as urgent, do it immediately. Do it right away. Then, if the task is not urgent but important, if it is not urgent but it is important, schedule it. That after doing that urgent plus important task, you will complete this task, that which is urgent but not that important. Sorry, not urgent but it is important. Schedule that task. Then the third quadrant is urgent but not important. The second quadrant was not urgent and important. In the third quadrant, here it is urgent. The tasks are urgent but not important. You place it. What you do with those tasks, you delegate them. And trust me, people, for delegation, people have a very negative mindset about delegation. According to them, the delegation just signifies that you are weak. No, what does delegation signifies? Delegation signifies that you are focusing more on the things that are more important rather than doing things that you know less of. You are human. I mean, everybody is a human, and we are not, we will not definitely know all the tasks that are required. Say for setting up a business, I know how to write content, I know how to client call, I know this, I know that, but I definitely need the someone to handle the finances, right? I am not an expert in those finances things. So what I will do, I will delegate that thing to some experts so that it can be handled well. If I handle that though that sector, the finance sector, I will do some mishap. I will make it a mess because I am not an expert. So delegation is not a negative thing. So here in the third quadrant, it says that you place the tasks that are urgent but not important, you delegate them. And in the quadrant four, it says that you place those tasks which are not urgent and as well as not important. What you do with them? You delete them. The tasks that are, so I repeat, in quadrant one, the tasks that are important and urgent, you do it right away. The tasks that are not urgent but important, you do schedule it. The tasks in quadrant three, the tasks that are urgent but not important, you delegate them. In quadrant four, the task that is neither important nor urgent, you delete them immediately. This helps in prioritizing your, you know, prioritizing all those tasks that are important, that are relevant to your goal, that will make you achieve your goal in a very short span of time. Next is the ABCDE method. It was developed by Brian Tracy. This method involves the labeling of tasks with letters based on their importance. You make a list of the tasks. You categorize it on the with the letters based on their importance. A for A, it is must do. The tasks that are very important to do. You keep it on high priority. Next is B. B is should do. The tasks which are important but not that critical. Number C is nice to do. These nice to do tasks have very minimal consequences. I mean, they even if you don't do them, they wouldn't much affect your outcome. Number D is for delegate. The task that can be passed on to someone else. Just as I said, C, the finance thing for me, I will definitely delegate it to someone else. So these tasks, these thing, I can pass it on to someone else because that person, that expert will handle my thing. But the content writing thing for my client, that I cannot delegate because that is important for that will boost my business. So the tasks that can be delegated, you need to delegate them. And the category D says that the category D says so in this ABCDE model. Number four, E is it is eliminate the tasks that are really unnecessary to do. So what you do in this model is you do a step-by-step thing. After completing a task A, you go to task B. Then you go to task C, then D, then E. So you come step by step to E. So this is how you apply this ABCDE method. Now, for me, how I used to manage my time during my preparation days. So during my preparation days, I was a mother too. So what I used to do is I would wake up very early before my son wakes up. I would like do a 15 minutes of light exercise and I would meditate. Then after that, I would take up the most important and the most toughest topic for the day in the morning itself. Because everybody sleeps at that point of time, I can study in peace. So this 7 years of time, this preparing for civil service is just doing the same thing regularly. And I have done all those things for 7 years, and this has taught me a great deal of time management. For this, for in the civil service examinations and the mains exam, what there the questions, there are almost 20 questions in which you have to complete in 3 hours of time. So each question, for 10 marks question, you get just 7 minutes, and for 15 marks or 20 marks question, you get 11 minutes to answer. So that is very important. If you don't manage the time well in that particular exam, you will not be able to complete the entire question paper. So it is very important to know when, which, because say for example, I am prepared. I am appearing for a particular exam in the civil service. This is paper. Suppose paper one. I am just taking an example. Suppose paper one, that question there that have it comes with kind of, each category, each questions come each category comes with 10 questions. There are two categories, so 20 questions. You have to compulsorily do all the questions. The first 10 questions will be of 10 marks, the other 10 questions will be of 15 to 20 marks. So you need to know, with suppose I know question number 3 very nicely. I mean, I can write a book on that question. But will it serve my purpose if I literally write a book on that question? No, right? I need to manage a particular amount of time. I need to give first question number 3. It comes for 10 marks. I am getting 7 minutes to complete that question. I will have to complete it in 7 minutes, because if I don't, it will hamper all the other questions. So this is the story of every aspirant, every person writing the mains. This is the story of everybody. So this is how you manage time, even in your life. If a particular task demands 20 minutes, you give 20 minutes. Even if you even if you like that task, even if you can do that task for another 60 minutes, you don't give 60 minutes, you give 20 minutes only. So what happens with this is that you get, when you complete your task in the assigned time frame, your you your task is to up, your task become easier. Your task become easier. You can master the skill of prioritization. Then you can efficiently manage your time. You never procrastinate. You never feel, most importantly, you never feel that burnout. You will never feel that burnout. Next is, what are the key takeaways of today's discussion? Set smart goals, block time, set smart goals like the specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time based goals. Set smart goals. Next is time blocking. Third is focus. Focus on what's important and urgent. Focus on the task that will definitely help you attain your goal. Next is avoid multitasking. Multitasking is a very, drainer. It's a killer. Never multitask, because when you multitask, you you cannot complete any of the tasks in a proper way. You are in a hurry to complete each of the tasks, and that haste will definitely be a waste. Next is eliminate distractions always. Apply all the techniques that I have mentioned earlier in this discussion. Apply all those techniques to eliminate your distractions. Manage stress, either by, for managing stress, what I do is I meditate and I journal. I manage my stress in that way. So you can also find another techniques that are useful or helpful for you, or you can go for a walk in the nature. You can also journal. You can do gratitude journaling. You can practice meditation. You can practice mindfulness. There are lots of techniques to manage stress. You can definitely offer them. Next, prioritize. Prioritize what is more important to you. What will lead you to your goal? What will make you walk through this road to reach your goal? Prioritize all the tasks that are important. So I am ending this discussion with a quote by John Dryden. It says that time is the most valuable coin in your life. You and you alone will determine how that coin will be spent. Be careful that you don't let other people spend it for you. And for this definitely signifies having a clear boundary for yourself. You need to master the art of saying no. Only then you can set boundaries and only then you can manage your time efficiently. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of organizing committee, I would like to express my hearty vote of thanks to our excellent speaker, Ms. Shilpika Mohanta. Today, we got the opportunity to listen to an interesting and thoughtful discussion on time management. The amount of expertise and passion displayed by Ms. Shilpika really enhanced our grasp of the topic. Shilpika ma'am skillfully imparted her knowledge, leaving us with insightful conclusion and motivational concept. Her interesting presentation captured our attention and motivated us to learn more. We appreciate the effort they put into preparing this enlightening session. Ma'am, our viewers and participants have few questions that they would want to answer. So, shall I proceed with the inquiry of with their behalf, with their
Yep.
approval?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The first question is, how can one balance long term goals with the demand of daily tasks without feeling overwhelmed?
So this is a very interesting question. I don't know if the person who has put up this question has met any aspirant or not. I have most of the aspirant who are preparing for UPSC or state civil service examinations. What they do is they also do their jobs, right? They some people. Most of the people are working professionals. So despite working, people are also cracking the UPSC exam, world's toughest exam. So how do they do it? They do it by prioritizing their tasks. This time management, like when if you want to achieve something in the long run and you have a lot of thing on your plate at the present moment, what you do is you dedicate time slots for that particular task. If I take the example of that particular person who is working and also is preparing for the civil service examinations or for UPSC, what they would do is during the working hours, they will work efficiently. They will wake up early in the morning. They will do whatever necessary things they have to do. They'll find out time at least for 1 hour to open their books and study a particular topic. Don't stress. Don't stress on doing the things that are not necessary for you to achieve your long term goal. And for short term goals, slot time for particular tasks. They'll go to office, they'll come back, and then they will like put a time frame. They'll have a timetable in time. Make timetables. Timetables is a very efficient way of slotting time, dividing time into most important things in your life. Put timetable, write. I would suggest to write. Write your goal, write your daily task and see how much time every task requires. Because if you go to the bathroom and bathe for like 1 hour, that is irrelevant. That is totally irrelevant. Bathing hardly requires a 45 minutes of time or like 15 minutes of time. So if you spend 1 hour, so analyze how you are currently spending your time by writing and also how where you need to improve, which tasks should have a bigger portion of your time and which tasks should not. So write, make timetables. That is what I would like.
Thank you, ma'am, for addressing the question. And our next question is, how do you recommend setting boundaries to protect time for deep work and avoid distractions?
So setting boundaries is not a one day task. It actually requires practice. Even I am also a practitioner of setting boundaries. So what you need to do is you need to say no. When somebody asks you for something, let's go out. If you don't want to, say no directly. Be polite and say no. Try saying no frequently. This will help in setting boundaries for yourself, and this will save ample amount of time when you don't do unnecessary stuff in your life. When you don't let, that is what the quote actually said. When you don't let others use your time, you save ample amount of time for yourself. So start saying no frequently. Start practice to say no frequently for the unnecessary stuff that people ask you for or that you do. That is what.
Thank you, ma'am, for responding this inquiry. And the last question is, what are some key habits or routines that have the most significant impact on effective time management?
For effective time management, practice meditation, make timetables. I am a fan of timetables. I still make timetables. So make timetables. Allot time slots for every task in your day. Make timetables, make to-do lists. And more than to-do list, you can make list of the things that you don't want to do in that particular day. This will help you in analyzing the important things that you need to do to achieve your goal. So, and work out. When you work out, it inculcates discipline within you. And being disciplined is one of the most important aspects in time management. When you are disciplined, you tend to do everything on time. Have you seen most of the successful people in this world are disciplined? They allot time to everything they do on a daily basis, even the celebrities in India. So I would suggest wake up early, make timetables, use planners and work out. Work out inculcates discipline within you. Try to inculcate discipline within you. That is what. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for answering all the questions asked by us by the participants. We really appreciated your excellent guidance, ma'am. Once again, I express my gratitude and thanks to Ms. Silpika Mohanta for sparing time from her hectic schedule to impart information to us. We are speechless by your an invaluable presence at this session. You provided in depth analysis of the topic and shared some fascinating information. We shall bide our time for further such events in order to advance both our personal and collective knowledge. A good event never ends in the world. They take pause and keep us awaiting for the next. All good things eventually end. I consider everyone as fortunate that they become a part of this workshop, which was full of knowledge, which makes it difficult to say goodbye. Remember, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and tag us on Instagram with the hashtag SEMS when you post a screenshot of yourself.